Good morning and welcome again to our time together as we just share a simple thought from our devotions today. We're reading through the Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms, and Proverbs every day. I have to admit with you, today is an incredibly difficult day to choose what to teach you because we have the story of the birth of Isaac and the departure of Ishmael in the Old Testament. We have beware of false prophets from Jesus. We have build your life on the Word of God from Jesus. We have the willingness of Jesus to heal. I mean, my goodness, it's all good. That's the thing about the Bible. Every single part of it is fascinating. But because Jesus so rarely ever says a beware or a watch out, let's take a moment to understand what he says there in chapter 7 of Matthew. He says, watch out for false prophets. Now he begins to tell us that it's going to be difficult to recognize these people. He said, they come to you. So he said, please understand, you don't go looking for false prophets. False prophets come looking for you. False prophets always take the initiative in the relationship. Secondly, they're dressed in sheep's clothing, not shepherd's clothing. They don't look like pastors, they look like sheep. I'm one with you, I identify with you. The most dangerous false prophets are the ones that are dressed as sheep because you don't think they're leaders, so you're probably a little bit more relaxed. And it says, but inwardly, where you can't see, they are ferocious wolves. Now, there's several important things to notice there. First, that they approach you, and secondly, he defines them as ferocious wolves. So there's violence on the inside, but there's also a pack animal instinct on the inside. Wolves are not solitary creatures. They hunt and kill as a pack. These false prophets are incredibly good at networking. They're incredibly good at putting a very tight-knit group of people together. So these are things that are very important to remember. You say, well, Pastor, we can't look inside their heart, so how does Jesus expect us to recognize them? If outwardly they look just like me, but inwardly that's where you see all the problem, how do you recognize them? Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit. By their fruit, you will recognize them. You can't look at anything about their outside appearance. You can't listen to their words. None of that. You have to strictly look at the fruit that their lives bear. Not fruit that is around them, not fruit that they've gathered up, but fruit that their lives bear. What is their life producing? Not what they're gathering together. Not what they're networking, but what do their personal lives actually produce? Are they gatherers or do they bear fruit? And then you look at the fruit that is actually born, because even if they gather up good fruit around them, you'll still see the bad fruit that is produced from their lives. So you really have to take a hard look at people's lives and not look at outwardly, because, forgive me, they'll probably do a better job of acting like a Christian than we do, because for them it's an act. For us, it's just being ourselves. They really work at it. We just be who we are. You're going to have to look past what you see gathered around them, because they can gather it up. They're good at networking. They're pack animals. But what they can't hide is what their life really produces. So look to the fruit of their life. Look and see. If I have to ask myself the question, what is actually produced out of their life? Do you see zero fruit or do you see bad fruit? Now, rarely does Jesus ever say, watch out. But if Jesus says, watch out, I think maybe as Christians, we need to watch out.